me post some info here and we'll get started. So welcome to part 2. If you are watching this on the replay and you notice that I just skip over you or I'm not answering your questions, that's why. I get a lot of direct messages where people think I'm live still and I'm not. So today is Friday and it's about it's 2:12 Central Standard Time. So if that's not the time and you're popping on here, then you are on the replay. But if you're here, hello, hello. And if you're here and you wave or send a heart through, you will see it on the screen, and that means that you are here live with us. So welcome everybody back. And so the first half was about Ascension symptoms and also like the awesome aspects of Ascension and activating our clair gifts. Let me talk a little bit more about that. We're going to take some questions, reading questions, because one that just came to me that I forgot to mention was synchronicities and feeling like you're in alignment with your path. So that will absolutely happen when you are activating your light body and coming into alignment with the truth of who you are, resonating with your soul frequency, your chakras all balanced and nice, and mostly it's like your energy centers are expanded and your aura is expanded. So you'll find that you're on your frequency, your specific vibrational frequency. When another person's vibrational frequency tries to invade your space, it will feel very uncomfortable and toxic in a way. And when this happens, you would need to do a clearing. And so as you elevate your vibration, you're stepping into the 5th dimension. Your light body is activating, your chakras are strong, your clair gifts are there. You will know for sure, because you'll become more sensitive, if somebody else's energy is affecting you and invading your space, if you start to have emotions that aren't your own, if you start to have thoughts that aren't your own, and especially if you become depleted from, like, we call them psychic or energy vampires, you'll know that. So, so it's always like super important to do self-checks with your energy, know who you are, where you are, and all of this. I'm just gonna fix this real quick. There we go. So welcome back. Let's do some readings. And hi everybody. So hello. So anybody that's new, my name is Amy Sikarskie. I'm a trance channel. I'll say medium. I am a medium, but I prefer to do angel readings. And I do past life hypnotherapy, and I wrote a couple books and teach classes, and I work a lot with the vocal crystals. Love the vocal crystals. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Alrighty, so let's take some questions. So here's the deal. Ask your question, but you might want to copy it because later you can pop it in again. There's 2 accounts going, Amy Sikarskie and at Starlight Photos. And we're going to do some fun readings here for a little bit. So if you have a question that's more like a reading, ask it. If you have a question that's general for everybody, ask that too. Or a question that's more like educational in nature, you can ask that as well. So hello, tons of waves. I love that new feature. So welcome and hello. All right, so okay, Jackie, hi, yours just popped up for me. So when do you see my full awakening happening? I feel so inconsistent with my clair gifts at times. Yes, yes, yes. So you have the ability, so you're already stepping into using and utilizing your clair abilities. But for you, it's just like cleansing the space around you, because I'm seeing your chakras are getting, the word you could say would be clogged, but for me, what I'm seeing, it looks like cloudy energy in front of them. So just like consistently doing clearings. They're saying the more you use your gifts and utilize them, the more, let's just say, the easier it will be and the stronger your connection. So your strength and your abilities will increase. So you have them, but right now they're specifically showing clearing your 3rd eye a little bit. And for you, it's something about like using incense, or I'm definitely hearing patchouli oil, but also, so maybe it's the patchouli incense. It's patchouli incense, and I'm seeing like sage, you know, like as if you would sage yourself around the 3rd eye to release and clear some of that with intention. It always has to be intentional. And in fact, if it was me, I'd like call in the archangels to help clear it as well. And then you also have some stuff going on at your solar plexus that's feeling like it's twisted, kind of like it's twisted in a, not a complete knot, but it's like it's tightened and clamped down. So do some sound therapy and clear your space. Call in Archangel Michael and Metatron. Jeremiel and Gabriel, these are the 4 that can work with you through that right now. So you're asking when will your full awakening happen? They're saying that you're actively awakening right now, like on the daily. Your full awakening like won't happen until you can walk through walls, is what they're showing, like until you're at that level. And so it probably won't be this lifetime where you can transmute energy, or let's see, what's the word? Yeah, they're saying transmutation. So you can move like the monks do, where they can do stuff with their physical body and walk through walls and pop out on the other side. So that's like the full awakening is what they're talking about for you. But right now, like you're in the process, and so you're just getting some little hiccups because you need to clear your field a little bit. So keep working with it is what they're saying for you. So thank you for asking that question. Hopefully that makes so much sense to you, I'm hoping. And if not, send me a DM, girl, because I want it to make sense to you. And I hope to see you in Philadelphia. Yay! Okay, over here at Starlight Photos, this one just popped through, so I'm going to look at it. Sola DM. Hi, Amy. Hello. What else can I do to enhance my gifts? Okay, so immediately when I saw you, I see you where it's not daydreaming, but because you're aware, you are visually tuning in, so your third eye is being able to see through dimensions. Can you give me a thumbs up or tell me if you're already experiencing that? So this is what they're showing, is that you're able to see through dimensions, and you're talking to other spiritual beings on the other side, and you are relaying information. So you're a liaison of information from the, it's not even the angelic realm, it's more like the spirit realm, to get information back here. So anything you can do to silence your mind and to tap into the spirit realm. So, what I'm seeing, it doesn't feel like mediumship, but it could be like portrayed that way in a little bit. Yeah, okay, you feel like you are, but you don't know if you really are. Yeah, you are. And I was talking to somebody the other day that we work a lot in sleep time. Dude, I was working so much this week in my dreams, and I know I was in my dream, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be asleep, and I'm moving energy around and popping through dimensions. So there's a lot of activity happening right now, but you are doing this. So on the other side, in the other realm, I'm seeing it's like a school or a university, and I'm seeing a lot of spirits walking around living their life, and you're going and getting information for them, and you're bringing it back, and you're transcribing it down. So think about automatic writing, think about journaling, and think about going into meditation and asking to be shown information and visions, and then writing it down. So that's going to help you. All of that's going to support not only just like your clair gifts and abilities, but it's like a little mission that you're working on right now. So it's definitely in alignment with your life path. Oh, good. You see, you always do that. Okay, continue with that for sure. And then they're showing me for you, because what you're working with is communication. They're talking about the throat chakra and drinking high quality herbal teas. So look into some high quality herbal teas that are organic, sourced like very consciously, and then you could like drink some of these teas as you're channeling and you're doing your work. But yeah, they're totally all over there on the other side. In fact, I'm seeing like a whole collection of beings. So you're not just working with 1 or 2 guides. You're working with they're calling it like a system. Like you're working within a system where there's and it feels like a school system, so I guess that's why they're saying that there are multiple beings, so a collaboration, like a group, like a classroom or a class, so multiple beings that you're working with to get this information through. So that would be something for you to really consider, the tea and the journaling and continuing it and trusting it's happening, because dude, it's like totally happening. I'm absolutely seeing that. So okay, let's see. Hi, okay, Jennifer Rain. How do you protect your energy from toxic people when you start feeling more sensitive to other people's energies? Okay, and you're saying you'd like to start ascending, but feeling that you're worried that your vibration will be lowered. Yeah. So, it's really kind of nice when we have this awareness. So when you start to feel somebody else's energy around you, that's your like alert system going off, like, hey, what's going on here? So then you would remove yourself from that. And Metatron's talked about this many times, like my counsels have talked about this many times, like the best way is just to separate yourself from that person physically and then energetically as much as possible. If you have to be around them, then what you would do is you would lift your light body by meditating, visualizing, eating healthy, keeping your thoughts like positive thoughts, and also having boundaries and standing up for yourself. So if you have to be around somebody that's consistently negative, you might want to call them out on it, and in whatever way for their personality and for your personality. So if it's just like really kindly, like, hey, I noticed sometimes that, why don't you take a different approach? Or have you heard of the law of attraction? Like all these like little sweet ways about it. Or if they're really like pushing your buttons and you need to put a firm, whatever it is, just say, hey, I'm done. Like, I'm tired of hearing this. I am out of here. Or I would appreciate it if you didn't keep bringing this up over and over again. So there's different ways to protect your field. Now, by just creating conscious intention and awareness around you is the basis for how you can keep your energy field buffered. So protection for me is when I see the energy field buffered out and really strong. You can call on any archangel to come in and raise the vibration to clear. So after we've had an encounter with somebody or actively their like lower vibes are coming at us, you can call Archangel in to clear and shield you so that you're aware of it mentally, but it's not like you're not feeling it. And so that is one aspect and one way to work with it. There's a lot of different ways. So, but we do this exercise at the IEL Institute when we have our in-person classes where we douse the energy field, and people will send like a thought that's not so positive to somebody, and then their energy field shrinks. And then we all send a loving thought and the energy field it boosts open. So I'm starting to channel because my mind is like fading away and I'm hearing all of these messages, seeing visions. So let me translate it. So when you send positive energy, it supports and strengthens your own energetic field and then the other person's. So you could, when somebody is toxic towards you, you can bless them, and you'll know that's a sign of like having your vibration high is when you can bless other people while they're being that way towards you. So those are some ways to protect your energy, and also to know that you have the control. It is your frequency. So for only on rare occasions where you would need like a deep level clearing, would it be so challenging to raise your vibration, rise above it. So thoughts, awareness, and working with the archangels. You can use crystals. Like this crystal I was talking about on the last segment is a Vogel cut Star of David, and the way that it's cut is that it boosts the energy field. And it amplifies the torus, like the toric field that goes around. And so you clear it and program it. But it pushes out the field. So then when I'm working with people, or if I feel their energy coming at me, I feel it, but it hits the edge of my field. And it doesn't hit me like so close here where I'm choking, because sometimes that's happened where I'm like, whoa, the energy was intense. So it keeps it out here so you're aware of it, but you're able to work with it. So buffer your energy field. You can do yoga, meditation, exercise, eating healthy, positive vibrational thoughts, all of that to keep your energy high vibration and to just rise above it. So wow, there's lots of questions. Lots of questions. So thank you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And be firm. Awesome. Okay. All right. Over here on Starlight Photos, Rachel. Hi. You say since starting to date your fiance, it has felt like we've been facing a spiritual warfare. How do we block this toxic warfare? Okay, let me specifically look at your vibration. One moment. I'm just feeling into it, so give me a second. Metatron's talking to me. Okay, so yes, because what's happening is you're synergizing. So both of you have a higher vibrational consciousness and awareness, and by coming together, you're synergizing, and when you come together, it's like your light activates each other's and makes it even more, like it just amplifies it, it's brighter. And so there are some energies around you that don't want to see that happening. So these are, you would know them as people in your life, like friends, family, colleagues, but it's not really them. I just want to get and say that it's not their soul energy. It's energy working around and through them that's low vibrational. So like attachments or influences that are astral beings. And so they just kind of don't want to see it happen, because So use this as encouragement and hope and press forward, because y'all are going to create a huge shift and they know it and they don't want it to happen. So they'll try and throw you off course. The way to protect yourself with that is to kind of the information that I provided earlier, self-protection, boundaries, calling things out. Definitely for you, call an Archangel Raziel, they're saying. Raziel, Michael, Metatron, and you want to call in Jeremiel, and Jeremiel is going to be to help you both and then the people in your life, because y'all are going through a transition. There's a lot of ups and downs and bumps, and he helps with transitions and understanding, like discretion and discernment of what's really occurring on an energetic level. So like what's really happening behind the scenes, and he will help you with that. So how to block the toxic warfare, yeah, work with the angelic realm. You two stay together, because you need to have like code words or like truths, because the vibrations are going to come at you, so that then you two will start like fighting or having unsettled energy, and you're both very sensitive, and so you're going to know when something's off. So it's like kind of playing games to make you guys fight and have this dissonant energy between you. So kind of like be able to recognize it and say, oh, we know where this is going, let's not do this, let's come together in love, call a truce, I'm sorry. Like just get that over with, so that it won't fester and build to something that's really low vibrational, that will pull you completely off of your course. So so thank you. Okay, let me go over here. Amy Sikarskie, hi. Okay, Liz is love, hello. I'm trying to balance ascension and reconnecting with my gifts and being a new mama. Aw, to a little son. I love that, a little rainbow being. Any guidance would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. They're saying go slow. So a lot of times we get so excited, and I do this too. It's like, oh, I can see the end and I want to get there right now. So they're saying go slow. Self-care is important. Take the time to be there for your little baby. Your vibration, when it's clean, balanced, and at peace, so when you're not stressed out or putting a lot of pressure on yourself, you're able to emit this beautiful, like loving mother. It actually feels like goddess energy, like very beautiful feminine divine energy that's extremely nourishing to him, because he is a little star baby from like a higher dimensional space. He's going to be very sensitive, and your protection and your vibration around him is like this beautiful warm blanket that's welcoming him to this life. And these are pivotal years for him. So as he's learning and developing and stepping into earth life and what's happening here, you're going to want to provide for him safety and nourishment through your vibration, through the frequency that you hold in your space and in the home. And so this is a really important aspect for you. So this is what they're talking about, making sure that you don't overdo it, that you're not putting a lot of pressure on yourself, knowing that you're doing well, and the most important thing is being there for him. So so that is something that you could definitely look into. And as a mom, like, we try and do so much, and so just remember what is your top priority right now, and your top priority right now is your child, and how can you best support them. The best ways for self-care for yourself. Okay, yes, okay, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, so exactly, so it's just a validation for you. That's you're tuning in, so you're getting the messages. And even myself, I love to get readings, because it's just like validation, or I get a little bit of an aspect or angle, something that I didn't know to think about before. So yeah, so thank you for the question. Okay, so let's see, starlight photos. Let's see what questions we have. Okay, Tende, okay, can't pronounce it. Ranga, hi there, feeling very confused and muddled, trying to be more spiritual to balance my career, money, and true love. Help. Okay, sure thing. So let me tune in. Okay, yes, so you have Metatron, Archangel Metatron coming through for you. He's talking about shifting timelines, and that's why he's here, creating grids around yourself. So go into meditation, call on Archangel Metatron to help you get clarity on what timeline do you want to step into. He's creating grids around you to help block out other people's influences, so you can get clarity of your own decisions. So definitely purging. You're going to release and purge some stuff from your solar plexus, because you're sitting in an environment, or you have been, that is telling you to be a certain way or do some things a certain way that really aren't in alignment with your truth. So he's helping you to understand and recognize that. And Jeremiel is helping you to work the process to get, he's helping almost the same way, but analyzing it a little bit more and understanding where you can go from here. So that's what you would want to do. So let me see. Let me read your question again. It scrolled up. Hold on one second. Because I want to give you some more. Okay, you're feeling very confused. Yeah. So you want to start working with the archangels, and they're talking about. Okay, they're talking about, especially right now, because we're transitioning into 5D, so we're not like fully there to support our physical body, that you will need to have a career that is a little bit more grounded in the 3D world for the financial aspect until all of that changes. And so we are in a transitionary period. But so they're talking about finding a career that pays well, but it's a steady, firm foundation, and then one where you know, like, hey, the money will be there, and I have the ability to make a great experience out of it. So maybe it's not your first pick, but you can walk into it and you can transmute the energy around it and alchemize the frequency there so that you can make it work for you. And your spiritual gifts and abilities, those are happening in tandem, so you're increasing all of those as well. First and foremost, understanding your life path and your vibrational alignment. So start to work more with your light body, your energy field, and then later on down the road, if you feel a desire and a call, you can begin working more and more with people to help them through their own ascension process and doing like readings and balancing of chakras and stuff like that. But right now it's all about you and setting your foundation. So definitely being able, like, start working with Metatron and Jeremiel for sure. And I think, well, Raziel's still hanging around. So I can't even remember, he either came in for you or it was somebody else, but he's still hanging around. He's an awesome archangel. So if any of you haven't worked with Archangel Raziel, just study about him a little bit and call him in. He really helps move energy around. So these are the archangels that you can work with, and hopefully that gives you a basis and somewhere to start, because you're definitely in a transitionary period, but they're talking about staying grounded in this reality as you're moving into the 5th dimension, because it's just a necessity right now in the physical world. So thank you for the question. All right, over here, Amy Sikarskie, Mucha Soros. I hope I'm saying it right. Hi, do I have any spiritual gifts? I feel my mother does, but she's scared. And how can I start tapping into them? Okay, yes, so both of you are empathic. So in that you would feel energy around you, and it first hits your solar plexus and then your heart chakra. So that's where these spiritual gifts are for you. And so whenever I've had this experience, I would, you're going to work more with feeling. So you ask a question, how does your body respond? So if you start to feel off, you can say, hey, what's going on? Is the sensation that I'm feeling, is it sourced from my own energy? And you'll get a yes or a no. And if it's a yes, and you say, oh, okay, well, do I need to clear something? And they'll say yes or no. Or am I working through something? And then you can like go through the different chakras, or what would it be about? Is it related to a relationship? Like, you just keep asking questions. And for me, my yeses, well, first of all, you can set your yes and no. So you just go like really neutral, and you say, like, take some relaxing breaths and say to your body, okay, let's do it. Let's everybody do this. It's a great exercise that we all can enjoy. Okay, so everybody has a different yes and no, and it's using our body as a pendulum. So you sit like balanced in alignment, and you close your eyes and take a few breaths. So like breathe 3 times. Just take 3 relaxing breaths. And then you're going to say to your body, you're going to say, give me a yes. And you're going to feel, I'm already doing it. So you're going to feel what your body does. So say, give me a yes. And just notice, like, what does your body do for you? How does it respond? What sensations are you getting? And then you'll say, okay, give me a no. And then you'll feel a no. And then you'll feel it. If you're really sensitive, you'll feel it really strong. Or if it's new experience for you, it can just be a subtle sensation. So you're going to get a yes and a no. Like my yes, my body pulls forward. My no's, I pull back. Some people will get a twitch. They'll get a lightness or a heaviness. They'll go left or right. they'll feel like energy flow through them, or it'll stop. There's a lot of different ways. Some people will get like a tingling, like hairs standing up or tingling sensation on the arms for a yes, and then nothing for a no. So there's all these different ways. So for you, this is your gift. Oh, warmth in the heart. Yeah, so warmth in the heart is a big one. So that's typically like the heart chakra is expanding for a yes, and then a no, it closes. And you can feel that with your gut too. A lot of people will feel that with their gut. So like their yes, they'll feel really full and happy and put together, and then a no was like, look at a knot in their stomach. So so these are experiences for you to determine your yeses and your nos. So this is a gift for you. The no is a bounding heartbeat. Okay, there you go. So you're seeing the difference. So if you feel an energy is off, you can just tune in and ask your body like what's going on, and start by just asking yes and no questions until you feel that your communication is or just start trying really and see if it comes through where you're getting more messages. And when we receive messages from our guides and angels, they'll come through as thoughts. Sometimes they'll come through where you'll hear the voice in your mind, but it won't be your voice and it won't be the way you say it. So there's a lot of different ways. Good. Launch Yourself says that was awesome. So I'm glad. So were you all able to feel a difference between yeses and nos? That's really cool. Let me know some of your experiences. Everybody has a different way of it. And also you can do it standing up, which is really fun too. Yeah, you feel like you just get overwhelmed because you feel too much. So if you're feeling too much, then buffer your energy field, call some archangels, ask them to come around you. Buffering your energy field will really help you to not feel so much. It lets you know like, hey, I can tell there's something happening here. I can tell there's an interaction of energy, but it's not hitting me really, really hard, and it won't take you out for the day. So that's what you'd want to do. So, okay, so, all right, I'm seeing lots of questions. Cameron, what's wrong with your solar plexus? There's some stuff in your life that you don't want to see, so you're shutting down, so you're closing your energy field from it. It's based on fear and self-doubt. And also there's a couple of cords that could easily be released, and they're related to past experiences. Some of those are past lifetimes. So look into, they're saying look into doing some soul retrieval, because in that experience for yourself, you will release cords and pull in peace. And part of that piece is going to help you release that tightness in your solar plexus that's coming through based upon fear and self-doubt. So if you want to study a little bit more about the solar plexus, look it up, and you'll see some of the characteristics, and that's what's happening with you. It's in direct misalignment with your truth. And so your solar plexus chakra is tightening, and it's kind of closing down. And that chakra feeds the digestive tract. So if you have any indigestion, so the bowels and the stomach, it also is really close to the kidneys and the liver. So think about that. And interestingly enough, you might there's something about the lungs and trying to catch your breath. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, it might start affecting your lungs. And this is where just the systematic process can go through and then start affecting other chakras and your system as a whole. So that's great. Aloha, Wing and Bell. Aloha, you're wearing the same Vogo necklace but blue, Siberian blue. Oh, yay, I have a Siberian girl or guy. I don't know if you're male or female, but yes, I love the Siberian blue. What a pretty color. So happy for you that you have one too. So hopefully that helps about your solar plexus chakra. So you definitely have some work to do there. Okay, let's see here. Desert Gypsy Love, do you know a good way to control the vibrations of your body? Yeah. Lately I feel like my body is vibrating so intensely it wakes me up in the middle of the night at times. So it sounds to me, okay, so vibrations of the body are a symptom. It's an aspect of the ascension process. So for me, when I feel a lot of energy come in, my body will vibrate. And so your guides are upgrading you at night, and you can ask them maybe to hold off a little bit. But they're saying don't worry, let them continue at this pace, because you only have a few more weeks and then you're going to be complete. What they're doing is they're going in and they're fine tuning and they're recalibrating, and then they're running energy through. So they're trying to regulate your system. This is your physical system with the energy. So it's both coming together, and that's why it's sometimes it might Oh my gosh, they just shared it with me. Sorry, it did not feel comfortable. Like like a screeching, like a high pitched fingernails on a chalkboard, like the tone. They're saying that's what you're experiencing that's waking you up because it's they're actually, this is really interesting. They're actually training somebody, a guide, to do this work, and he says he's sorry, but he's working through it. So you have a starving guides that are working. They're tuning your system up, and that was, yes, that was uncomfortable. I just felt, so I could imagine for you. So but it's almost done. It'll be 2 to 3 weeks, and so they're going in, and it's like you have your whole system, and they're like tuning it, like tuning forks and different aspects of it. I just keep seeing, like, to me it looks like a panel or a mechanical system, and there's different points of light that they're working with, and they're running different energies through. So this is a part of your upgrade, and it's actually might feel a little uncomfortable or be a little bit annoying that you're getting woke up and all of this, but it'll be through within 2 to 3 weeks, they're saying. So that's your message for you, and thanks to your guides for such a very intense experience. I appreciate it though, because I always like when they show me things. I'm like, whoa, I totally felt that. So I can relate to what you experienced. So yes, okay, let's pop over here. Samantha, hi, an open reading. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Samantha, 2006. They're saying there's a lot of things they could tell you. There's a lot going on right now for you, energetically speaking. If you didn't see the first half of this, the hour before, watch it about Ascension symptoms, because you're going through a process right now as well. I feel like a lot of us on the call are. But in addition to that, they're really talking about. See, they're kind of overlaying a little bit of my life with your life, and they're showing me this past week juggling different aspects of life, different aspects of like career and just running the home and being a mom and all the stuff that's come up this week, and like driving around, running errands, and then taking care of yourself. So eating proper nutrition, getting enough sleep. They're talking to you about organizing. They want you to really value organization and boundaries, and so what's going to work for you. And you have a lot of things that want to pull at your time and energy, but what's going to work the best for you. So that's what they're wanting you to do. So go ahead and start making like lists and notes, and prioritizing is the word they're using, and make sure that the top of your priority is your health and your safety, they're saying. So safety, they're showing you driving, or like it's like driving, like me driving, so they're showing driving. So whenever you travel, make sure that you're just taking proper safety precautions. So that's a little message for you. Some of that you might understand is like already occurring or happening, and some of it might be something that will be coming up in the next few weeks for you. But you have a lot of energy that's all coming together. So as much as you can stay present and balanced in your own space, that's going to really help and support you. So let me do another one off of Amy Sikarskie, because I did 2 over on Satellite Photos. Oh, yeah. Okay, so RN Bull City. Yes, very similar. So kind of like open reading. What are your guides and any messages? What might they have to say for you? Okay, so yes. Oh, have you, yeah, you have this like, you have a really great way of connecting in. Do you do tarot cards or angel cards? Has any of this happened around you? I'm seeing some of that energy around you. And so they're saying that in the past, and definitely like in past lives, you've worked with tarot, and there's a way for you to clean it up a little bit. So there's a way for you to work with it in this life, coming from a higher vibrational perspective. So they're asking that to clear your space if you start working with cards, or doing readings for others, like lighting, like I'm seeing lighting candles and incense. So when you have, like when you're creating your sacred space and you're connecting in, clear your space a little bit more with some white light and some guardian archangels, and call them in. And then you're gonna be able to switch. So your vibration is switching a little bit into that ability, if you haven't already, that this would be a gift that you have the ability to do. And also for you, eating healthy and drumming. They're showing drumming. Like there's going to be some releases from the root chakra, and when we do drumming work, that helps to release root chakra energy. That's what they're showing me, and red frequency. So for a little bit here, your root chakra is going to feel a little bit overactive, because you're working through the characteristics and the aspects that it's governing. So each chakra governs different aspects of our physical, our emotional, our mental, spiritual life, and all of that. So that would be what they're talking about for you. So Okay, let's pop over to Starlight Photos. Let's see. There was one that I saw scroll by, so I'm going to find it. So just a moment here. Kind of like up in the feed. Thanks for all your questions, everybody. I'm so happy you guys are on. Let's see. Okay, so Milt's Jakeem, I've seen yours a couple of times. I'm just going to stop at that right now. I'm confused about what's going on in my marriage. We've really been under attack. What should I do and believe, and are we meant to be? Yeah, okay, so personal info, yay, time to share, so exciting, right? So I'll be married 18 years in June, and we have gone through ups and downs, much like total ups, like so many ups. It's always been great. But this past year, there's been some energy coming in that I didn't understand. And I had to actually ask Nicole, I'm like, could you just check my house out for a minute? It all for us happened around the eclipse. It was crazy. And it just brought in some chaotic energy. And this is when you're dealing with a family of sensitive beings and you're feeling stuff and you're wondering what's happening, and it just created so much confusion in our marriage, and it lasted a few days and then we resolved it. But this is what I'm getting. They're showing me for you that it's not the two of you. It's outside and it's external influences. It's energies that are happening. So I will look into closing portals around you. So just go into meditation, work with the archangel, say, hey, are there any portals open? If there are, close them. If you're not familiar with how to do that, DM me. I will connect you with a specialist, somebody who does really great work with that. Also clearing energy around you that is astral in nature, that isn't your own. So you're going to want to work with Archangel Michael, Archangel Jeremiel, not so much for yourself with Jeremiel, but there are some astral energies around you and he's going to help them cross over. Archangel Ariel to help you find joy, peace, happiness, abundance, and love again, and laughter. They're just coming through very strong. I see your guides here and his guides. I'm seeing the two guides for the marriage coming through, and they're saying, yes, this is going to be a really, if you can waver the storm, if you can make it through that, it's going to make you stronger. You're great partners. They're if you want to say, are we meant to be together? Yes. So they're talking about just ups and downs and just going through that. So in a way, it's really interesting because, we have ups and downs in our daily life. When we're so close to people, they feel it, we can often question and wonder what's going on. But in a way, the value and sanctity of a marriage and staying together really is a form of protection and protecting that marital unit if it's a safe foundation and if it's supposed to be, because we know that, hey, even though I'm having an off moment, we're still going to be together. And so that's what they kind of want you to find, is that you can still feel unity in that marriage. So reconnecting, they're talking about communicating, speaking vocally or writing things down, and just recommitting to it. Now, it's just really, really interesting because especially as an empath and being sensitive, I'm getting that you are, when energy shifts, our whole reality can change and we can pop into a different timeline very quickly. So they're wanting you to visualize, what do you want, what timeline do you want to stay in, and what are your intentions, and hold your heart space there around it, and then ask the angels to clear all that energy around you, because it's all external in nature, and it's infecting the marriage, and it's affecting you where you're thinking that certain thoughts and emotions might be something, and they're absolutely not that at all. So keep with your marriage. There's things that can be resolved. Your guides are saying, and this is a message for everybody too, unless you're physically in harm's way, try and keep with the marriage and work through it. For you, it's going to take a little bit, 3 to 4 months even, to finally feel good again. But it's going to be great work, and it'll be worth it. They're saying it'll totally be worth it. When I say timelines, what do you mean? Yeah, let's talk about timelines. So do y'all know some days where you have these emotions come over you, or thoughts, and it's what? This isn't me. This isn't my higher self. I'm totally feeling out of sorts. That's when you've found yourself in a lower timeline. So your most highest vibrational alignment and timeline is when you're feeling your best and you're vibrating in that space. Because every thought and decision we have, all of our energy and emotion that we emit from us, it goes forward or sideways or backwards, whatever. It like emanates from us in time. So there's parallel realities and there's different timelines and dimensions. So when we're at a place where we're clean and pure and we feel like we are ourselves and we're not being influenced by anybody else and we're happy and in this like really nice space, even if we're working through struggles, we just feel really comfortable about it, then we're in our highest vibrational timeline. So it's through visualization too. For you specifically, you can sit in visualization and talk to your guides and angels with your intention and say, yes, this is what I would like my marriage to look like. This is how I would enjoy the relationship to be, and then feel it and raise your vibration to meet it, and then hold that frequency. And sometimes it might be a little bit challenging, especially like if we're really struggling. So just keep trying to increase it and hold it. So if you can hold that vibrational frequency for like 3 seconds, yay. And then next time try for 10, you know, if you can hold it for a minute, if you can hold it for 10 minutes, do you know what I'm saying? So you're just gonna keep on increasing it, and then that is going to emanate out very similarly like how the law of attraction works. It will pull you into that timeline. You'll be able to create it. But because you're also dealing with a marriage and a relationship and your partner's very sensitive, and trust me, they are, because they are picking up on stuff. A lot of us are sensitive and we don't understand like what's happening, and it can create confusion. So they are sensitive. So what you would want to do is have an open communication with them and let them, like, talk to them, what would you like for our marriage, you know, work together and meditate with that and visualize it. So that will pull you into a higher timeline, into a higher dimension. It's like it's just whatever is the highest frequency for you that's going to support you. And so that's what you would do. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Elaine. Amelia, thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. Did you ask a question too? You might have, because you said also. So thank you. Let's see. Okay, Elaine, yes, there's your question. Can you clarify what the message conduit means? I woke up to it recently. Yes, a conduit of light. So conduit you could think of is like a cable, or just think of it as like a cable. And so if you want to think of like a conduit for the home, like for internet, right? So you have, I might say it wrong, but like I'm thinking like Cat5, like different conduit. It might be wrong. I'm not an electrician, but I've heard the terminology. So like you have your cable running through your house, right? So you are a conduit. So you're a cable, which also you call a channel of light. So the information can come through you where you receive downloads. You're getting, they're pulling in light and different codes through you. So you're holding it. Like I legitimately see you. You're sitting here, you're in meditation, this light comes down through your crown chakra, and then it goes down through your body, and you can't see me on the camera, but my arms, if they're out to the side, my hands are facing down, like I can feel it. And all this energy is rushing through, and it's grounding it into the earth. So you're grounding it. So you're a conduit, you're grounding. Just look up electrical, like electrician terminology. You're grounding it into the earth. Additionally, so you're a conduit of light coming through there saying, but you're holding that light and you're able to emanate it out around you. So you're a channel. You're a channel for light and energy. So that's what it means. So that's really, really beautiful for you. So so look into that a little bit more if that didn't make sense, but that's what it is. Basically, you're pulling and you're holding light and you're grounding it into the earth frequency. So thanks for the question. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just kind of like scrolling through, seeing if I missed any comments too. So 1 second. Thanks for being here, everybody. This has been really kind of fun. Cameron, do occult books carry negative vibrations? I've noticed most occultists have bad energy. It really just depends, and it depends like on the author, what energy was channeled into it, because some stuff can be that could have been originally high vibrational and then tainted and had darkness come around it. So I would just say if anything's giving you low vibrations, I'd give it away. Like I'd get rid of it. Somebody the other day messaged me, and this is a family or friend, and they were like, hey, my other family or friend, I don't want to name names, has this whatever. It was a physical object, and they keep getting creeped out by it. And I was like, and they wanted me to read about it, and I'm like, there's no way. I was like, what? Why would I want to tune into that? Like, I totally don't. I'm like, I would go bury it in the desert, you know? So basically, if anything's giving you a really low vibrational sensation, I would trust your instincts, and I wouldn't really tune into it. So yeah, I would just kind of get rid of it. So that's all I have to say to that. One thing would, though, just like to be maybe consciously aware of like any triggers that you might have. I didn't get rid of it, but I have this book by Oren and DeBen, and it sat on my bookshelf. I haven't even opened it. I've had it on my bookshelf for probably 6, maybe 7 years now, and it's called Opening to Channel. And remember I told you all that the word channel used to scare me. I was like, oh, what is that, you know? And I know where that came from because it was other people that was their perceptions. And so then I like received my own education around it, and now I channel, and it's all right. But so just make sure, are you being triggered by something, or are you really holding it and it's like completely icky and just feeling super low vibe? I get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even look into stuff like that. There's a reason for it. I've had enough experiences searching on the internet years ago and finding myself in these chat rooms that are just really dark, and then you leave feeling horrible, and it's like, what was the point of that? So if anything feels negative, I would let it go. And yeah, so that's what I would say to that. And then let's bring them. Oh yes, okay. So some people are talking about EMF pollution. Absolutely, shungite. You know what? I've been using shungite. I got some shungite and I put it in my water. You can purify your water with it, and we've been drinking it. It's really nice. Like, it just purifies it. It's really great. And you can also wear shungite for the EMFs like you were talking about. They have little pieces that you can put on your cell phone to protect against the EMF. So shungite's a really great stone for that. And I think, remind me, like, I think it's from Russia, right? And they have these caves, these shungite caves where people will go in for a detox from radioactive radiation. So it definitely helps with the physical body. So elite shungite is more powerful. Ooh, really, I haven't heard of elite shungite. Wow. Yeah, thank you. Okay, Clark, let's do a question for you. I constantly travel back and forth from home and school, which makes me feel really unbalanced and stressed. What can I do to feel more at peace? Oh yeah, so this happens to me sometimes when I'm driving, especially if I haven't grounded. I'll feel like I'm floating, right? And then you just kind of get out of sorts. So they're showing for you to wear ankle bracelets, and it's hematite to ground you. So hematite is one thing you can do. So start to ground. So before you start your travel, ground and collect your energy. So just do like a 5-minute or 5-second, whatever you need to do, breath work, meditation. When I started to meditate like this, it took me a long time, like maybe 20 minutes, and now I can do it really quick. So you can build up to it. But you're going to align your chakras, and for you, they're saying to use color. So you would visualize all the colors of the spectrum of the rainbow. And then if you see your chakras, maybe, let me sit kind of straight on. So your chakras should go vertical down, and they point out like this. So maybe your chakra is over here, then you would pull it back, or maybe it's tipped, then you would pull it back, right? So you're going to do colors and then align your chakras, so bring them centered, and you can do this through visualization, and then just ground your energy first by just sensing your body physically, like touching your body, breathing, and bringing awareness all the way through your body. And then if you want, you can ground it into the earth. Do that before you drive. And then when you get home, before you go inside, take a few breaths and gather your energy again, and just set your intention and your energy. That would be really, really good to help you. So yeah, so thanks for that. Let's see. Oh, Earth Angel Liz says that's easier said than done. And are you talking about, for somebody else is talking about, maybe to answer your question, transmuting love into fear. Yeah. Let's see. His third eye. Let me see. You're saying to transmute love into fear, face your fears and let them go. Choose love. Yeah. No, those are some great examples. And yes, it can be super challenging, especially I've found if it's kind of hard sometimes, you need to look like a little bit deeper, right? So where is this stemming from? Is it subconscious from this life? Is it soul energy from like a past life? Is it DNA from another, you know, like ancestor? Was there a trauma around it before? And then a lot of times getting clarity on it will help us to understand it so we can transmute that fear from love. But it sounds like it's something really specific, so I would make an appointment with somebody that does energy work and readings, like myself or Nicole or my friend Russell in Austin. So anybody that like does advanced level where they can move through time and pop into different lives for you, and because I feel like it's a little bit deeper than just the superficial. So it's kind of like, I think you're going to have to do some work with it. So like you were saying, a little bit easier said than done. Yeah, exactly. But your guides are coming in and the archangels are coming in, and they're saying that they're saying we're living in a miraculous time. We're living in this very beautiful space right now because the energy is here to support us. And so things are happening very quickly. And a lot of times it's just understanding like the source of it. And when you understand the source of it, then you're going to be able to clear it very easily. So with their help, with the archangels and ascended masters' help. So, and they're saying help and dedication. So they're dedicated to you. You be dedicated to it, and journaling is going to help you. So it's kind of like you would journal, this is my fear, and then why am I afraid, or what triggers it, and it's just like mind mapping, where then it spiders out and you have all these different facets of it that you can analyze, and it'll help bring it to the surface. I mean, journaling is so therapeutic when you use it this way. So that's one thing that they're talking about. Okay, just real quick, Cameron, where you said to do a soul retrieval for my solar plexus. Where can I get that done? Can I do it myself? Yeah, you can do it yourself if you learn about it or go to a shaman. I can help with that, or go on my website, or Russell Forsyth, he does that. And if you go to his YouTube, he has a full-on YouTube about soul retrieval. And a lot of people have even actually like had a retrieval just from watching the video. So message me if you want that link. But yeah, just go work with somebody who's trained in doing soul retrieval work, or learn about it for yourself. There's an online class about it through my website, and then that's a process you can do. So yeah. Let's see. Aw, you guys are so sweet. I love how you all are supporting and talking to each other. So thank you, Third Eye Spiritual Beings, for being here and supporting. And I just love connecting. I swear, I think it's been a few weeks since I was able to get on, since the Sedona trip. And then I had a few things come up. So, so I'm happy to be here. This is so fun. And we're like totally doing, let's see, almost 2 hours already. So thanks everybody for joining. And let's see, let's do a couple more questions. Does anybody have any questions that maybe could help everybody? So anything about what we're talking about? Oh my gosh, the lighting on this camera is really trippy. Let's see. Tan Yan. Hello. Hi, hun. Thanks for joining. I comment real quick. You're saying, yes, Shungite's from Russia. Okay, thank you. I thought it was. Tan, so you're saying, I have many ideas of what to do for a career. Do you receive any messages or clarity for me? Oh, yeah, you're just so expansive, for real. I could see where you would have all these different ideas. And you'd be good at all of them. That's what they're showing. Like, you would really be good at all of them. So they're saying they want you to, they're saying this life for you is an opportunity for you to choose. In past lives, there was a lot of stuff chosen for you, or set. They're showing me like a caste system. They're showing me where people are born into, this is past lives, where you were born into different level of society, and that you didn't have the opportunities that are afforded to you now. Like, you either didn't have education. Another one, you were born into a caste system. Another one, I see like you were working kind of like as a servant. You were getting paid, but it was like helping work in the house, you know, like it was a big house. And so you were cleaning the rooms and helping oversee all of that. So in this life, you have a lot of opportunities where you can step out of your physical space. You can move and work. You have a lot of skill sets. So you can, you have the ability to receive education that you can implement into different areas. So there's a lot of opportunity, and it's interesting because they're saying you're never, in this life, you're not going to have just one job. So you're going to bounce around through different ones because your soul wants the opportunity to experience things. Like they're showing me you are sitting here as a child and praying in the past life, like, oh, I wish I had more freedom, and I wish I could travel, and I wish I could explore, and all these things that you wish that you had the ability to do. It was like an intention and a prayer, and you put it out into time and space, and now here you are. So you have all these different options to work with. So they're saying to pick three, and then kind of narrow it down for either if there's training that you need, or you can apply for all these different jobs, and whatever one seems to be the most enjoyable, because there's no right or wrong answer really, as long as you're able to enjoy the process, enjoy the career, and also receive a payment for it, right? So you can be financially stable. So that's what they're talking about. So I keep seeing animals, so pets, and I keep seeing like jungle animals, so safaris even, so you can work with environmental, because these are animals that are living on the land, so farming, or like safari animals, something about working with animals on the land. And it's not so much like in a doctor's office, but it's like if you want to get really simple, you could do dog walking. They're showing me they're like animals on the land walking, but it's more advanced than that. It's like animals that haven't been domesticated, so you're working with animals. And then the other thing they're talking about, they're showing me foods, and again, this is interesting, it's dealing with the land again, so food on the land, and how to bring it in sustainable living. They're saying sustainable living, getting food to the table, and I'm seeing you wear like a chef outfit, so cooking and working with foods, and providing that for others. That's a really nice one, because you're providing healing work in that process. The other one is business, and I'm seeing you indoors working and typing. What that will bring for you is this aspect and this ability of, how do I want to say it? Sometimes, like, I find a lot of enjoyment from having a project and finalizing it and being done, and like having lists of things and completing and being done. And it'll just help you because you'll enjoy the organization of it, and you'll enjoy working with other people in the workspace. So see how they're so unique and broad. So they're saying just what would you enjoy the most, and then start looking into that and seeing what's available for you. Do you want to travel? Do you want to stay in your physical area, and all of that? So just kind of playing with it. There's no right or wrong way. You have a lot of gifts and abilities, so you get to have fun with it, really, which is kind of nice. So you have a lot of options for you, and they're saying there's no right or wrong way in this life. Just whatever pays for bills and provides for your heart, feels expansive, and you're enjoying it. So that will be really, really good. Melly B, you're so sweet. She's saying to her, I was told I should work with animals, and I have many animal guides. And animals come to you while you're in the forest, like Snow White. I'd like to know what would be the best to do with this. Oh, I thought you were inviting her to go on a journey through the forest with you. That would be cool. You all could work together. So for you specifically, they are showing for you, Melly B, it would be like working in a veterinarian clinic, or working with a rescue rehab, like a volunteer rescue rehab for abused animals would be really good for you, because you can talk to animals and they understand it. So, all right, everybody, we just have 2 minutes left. It's about to close off here on the readings today. So thanks for joining. Next week, I believe Nicole will be on. We try and at least have one of us on Fridays. We are currently not in the same physical location. It's just making it a little bit smoother with the connection and everything to go one-on-one and alternate. But we like to come on Fridays around this time, as usually when we're starting around 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, but you never know. So we're very flexible with our schedules, and you can also catch past replays on YouTube at channelingtheangels.com. I have a class coming up in Dallas this month for angel communication. I forgot to mention before, that class is also available online through home study, and you would get mentoring sessions with me, and or you can do the appointment just through the school. It doesn't have my class. It's a pre-recorded live class that you would get information on, and it's really fun. So just tuning in and learning about the angels. And then in May, we're doing an evening with Archangel Metatron in Philadelphia, which if anybody's up in that area or close by, just make a little trip over. It'd be so cool to see you guys. We do light body activations, readings, and Nicole's going to go into trance mediumship where Archangel Metatron will come through. You can find out more info on YouTube, watch some past ones, tune into some channels there. It's really, really nice. And then in June, we're doing Archangel Metatron evening in Dallas as well. So all the info is available on amysikarskie.com. The link's in my bio. And if you go to my website, sign up for the newsletter because you'll get all the announcements that way. And we have, I have a special right now. If you leave a review on Amazon for any of my books and DM me, then you will receive a free 1-question reading by email. So, all right, thanks everybody. Have a beautiful day. And it looks like Starlight Photos just ended, so I'll say bye to everybody here.